Hi guys, welcome to 2021, and this is FBW Gaming. I am Flair, and with me is the other partner in crime, Biscuit Weazel.
Hello guys.
I think we that kind of makes up the FBW in the FBW Gaming, but this is going to be a new channel for covering content in Marvel Strike Force from multiple different perspectives, from players that have been going for a couple of months. You've been playing for how long, Biscuit?
Just over 6 months.
Just over 6 months, and I have had, I believe, 9 months of logins in the game. So from a 9-month and a 6-month perspective, and then as well as a, as of recording this, a 2-week perspective on a brand new account. And that's one of the biggest things we're wanting to do, is we're wanting to show Marvel Strike Force from multiple different perspectives.
Absolutely. And since this is a brand new channel, guys, I want to say thank you guys for coming to game with us. Since you are new, please take a moment to hit that big red subscribe button and make sure you turn on those bell notifications so that you don't miss any of our exciting new content. Now, I know what you guys are asking. So what and who are FBW Gaming? Well, as Flair kind of mentioned it earlier, he and I are both great friends, and we share many common bonds. One of those is our enjoyment for Marvel Strike Force. We both have main accounts, plus we started a new account, but we also have our buddy Crash, who also started a new account, and so we're going to be using both of these accounts to kind of compare our progress with how we're going about the farming process. Flair and I both have mid-game accounts. We're both prepping for Dark Dimension 3, which, if you're new to the Marvel Strike Force, I know that doesn't mean anything, but you'll eventually get there. But we're heading toward that end content really quickly. So why did we start FBW Gaming? Well, if you found our channel, then you were searching for early game Marvel Strike Force content. What were some of the things that you found?
Defenders.
Right, Defenders.
When I was looking at content, when I was starting to really get into it, I remember seeing a lot of people talking about Defenders, but then there was this push to go Guardians, and I feel like that,
which is how I did on my main account.
And I feel like the landscape has changed over the course of easily the last 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
And so a lot of, and we've had reworks to characters and teams that have made the early game process much different. Even for people that are doing new baby accounts right now, people that have baby accounts, as they call it, started them before some of these kind of major dynamic changes. Yep. And so what we're wanting to do with this channel is not only cover from where we're standing on our main accounts, but also to discuss, from that brand new perspective of, if you just started within the month from when we've started, what does it look like? What does the different steps go from starting the account? What teams are you unlocking? What are you coming across in arena? All these different aspects of the game. What does that look like right now?
Yeah, and when I started my account, when I started my main account, there wasn't a whole lot of those teams that the game just kind of gave you. And you and I kept seeing on Discord that all these players are talking about building Wave 1 Avengers, and I'm like, why are all of these people building Wave 1 Avengers? And then we started the new account, our alt account, and the Scopely gives you a 30-day calendar where it gives you an entire Wave 1 Avenger team for free.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, oh, this makes so much more sense. Why people are going after Wave 1 Avengers. It's like, well, they're not going after them. The game is giving them this team. Which I was like, oh,
this makes a whole lot more sense. Yeah, because when we're talking from accounts that are 6 and 9 months old. That started, back when Defenders was getting phased out and Guardians was becoming the thing, and an account that was in the middle of the Guardians push. Yeah. And now it's very much, hey, you build up this team that they've given you for free, and then you work on a secondary team, and what we're doing is Sinister Six.
Yes. Sinister Six is a team that's going to help you unlock a couple of legendary characters. So we kind of skipped the Guardian unlock, and we're going straight for using this our Sinister 6 team to get a couple of those legendary unlocks early. But we want to make sure that we are we're advising you guys the right way, the most efficient way, because as you guys play this, even after a couple of months, you're going to see this game is about resources and finding that bottleneck and resources and you'll probably find training mats, and which are what you use to level up your characters, and then your gold, the currency of the game currency for increasing paying for things in the game. Mm-hmm. Those are probably going to be where you have the most issues with, and we want to make sure you guys are using those resources as efficiently as possible. Mm-hmm.
And then as well, another thing is that both of us came from Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, the Star Wars equivalent. And that game as well is a resource management game. These are all resource management games, especially for newer accounts. There's also this issue with gear. Yes. So like we said, our buddy Crash is doing a new account with us, and he is almost pretty much a launch player. So his account is much older than ours. And so he has an account that gear isn't as much the issue. It is just getting the characters. It's getting the shards. So we have a bunch of different varied perspectives on what we're wanting to talk about here on this channel. And it's not just this new player perspective. We're going to do stuff on new characters that are coming out, and where do those fit into? Are these characters that you should focus on? Are there characters that are worth your time as it stands, as well as the weekly the weekly blog posts that come out, and what does this mean? Is there things that you should start looking at now that these have been mentioned, so on and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we want to make sure that you guys get the right information that when you need it. We want to make sure that we're getting it out there. We're getting it out quickly. We're getting it out in a manner that you guys can consume it when you guys can consume it. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the big streamers, they'll jump on and they'll talk it immediately, but then after that, it's kind of like, well, there was nothing really explaining the importance of that blog post. So we're going to be doing ours on video, uploading here to this channel so that you guys can go and take it when you guys have that time. Mm-hmm. So Flair, what can people expect from FBW Gaming in these coming months?
So we're basically going to have a new player, new account series that's going to go through, going to be regular updates to our current accounts that we have called Dadgummit, and crashes that's called Stop Moving. These are inside jokes. If you go to Biscuit Weazel's twitch.tv page or my twitch.tv page, links in the description, you will get a better idea about these jokes. But these two accounts are going to be updated throughout the course of these videos. There'll also be, again, videos talking about the weekly blog posts, about new characters that are coming in, a patch that drops about every month, every month to 5 or 6 weeks. We'll update whenever those come around. We'll do a big videos talking about those. Kind of looking at where our main accounts are standing, and we've kind of already discussed this. If one of us gets the wild itch to do something on our own, kind of run solo on a video, we don't know what that may be, but we'll have something. Maybe I'm sitting at this point where I'm hitting the tier 13 and 14 on a lot of these challenges, and I want to have a video to discuss those challenges and be like, hey, here's the team that I use, and here's how you do this challenge. Something like that could probably occur.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm not quite at those 13 and 14 challenges. So, even something like that for me would be really beneficial. Mm-hmm. But we want to make sure that we're giving you guys a fresh look, taking into account these new characters that are released. Because since I started playing in the last 6 months, we've probably had 15 or so new characters.
There's at least 3 or 4 characters every single patch. So yeah. we're talking about a lot of characters. In 6 months, you're talking at least 18, if not 20 some characters. 15 to 20
characters that people that aren't doing this on a regular basis are not covering these characters for you guys. We want to make sure we give you a fresh perspective, and keeping in mind these new characters, because a lot of these new characters are very viable. Mm-hmm. at the end game mode, a character like Ghost, which you guys will see me with some of my Dark Dimension footage, and I had her at I had the minimum requirements, and I took my team in, and I literally was able to auto the entire event. It just made that team so much better. So these new characters, they don't have to be completely maxed out for you guys to succeed. So we want to find those little nuggets, those little characters that, if you can only do one character, we want you to focus on this character from this patch. That kind of thing.
And not only that, this is also coming from a perspective of these new accounts are completely free to play, 100% free to play.
Yes.
We are in our alliance that we share. I'm somewhat considered the whale. I would call myself now more of a chubby dolphin. But we're both spenders in this game. So we'll have the perspective of, if you spend money, here's where your value comes from. If you don't spend money, here's what you should be doing. So we'll have all these perspectives and more in the coming weeks and months and however long we have content to do. So, and hopefully with the nature of this game, we should have a lot of content for a very long time.
Yep. FBW Gaming, guys, we want to be your hitchhiker's guide through the multiverse.
Yep. All right. And that's going to do us for this one. So we'll get right along with our new player stuff here pretty soon.
All right, guys. See you later.
Yep. Y'all take care. Bye.